Hi, my name is Megan Rice, and this is my digital story follow-up slash course reflection. Um, this is going to be a video explaining my growth throughout this course and my opinions and thoughts about the material that we did within it. Specifically, I wanted to focus in on some of the portfolio assignments and the signature assignment, which was the 5-day lesson plan. Honestly, the 5-day lesson plan was really daunting at first, but I grew a lot from it. It really taught me how to make a lesson plan that wasn't structured and basically built for me. Because previously in all these courses, we already had lesson plan templates given to us and we were forced to use them. And it required us to put in a lot of this extra fluff that we didn't need. And if you talk to anyone in the field currently, like all of our mentor teachers, they all explain to us that these are really extensive lesson plans that are unrealistic and not what they use. As this course taught us, this was something that most professors would call a sub-plan. But if you look throughout most of our mentor internships, what we created that was our teacher guide sub-plan is what the majority of teachers create nowadays as lesson plans. And it was really interesting and quite fun to see how to build one and how it can be laid out. I had a lot of fun building it. It was a lot of work because you had to make it all from scratch, but it was still it was a really great exercise to do, and I'm glad that I did it. And then creating the student side after we created the teacher side was a lot easier because we had a full list of what needed to be included. So it was really quite an experience to make that, and I'm really glad that I did make that. Secondly, going back to the portfolio assignments, the one that I think I grew from the most was the graphic organizer. We had to compare two articles. I compared an article about neurodiversity and an article about disabled students with literacy. Before that, I didn't really know much about their specific needs in terms of literature and literacy. Like I've taken SPE 222 and I've learned all about IEPs and 504 plans and everything like that, but I've learned the basics, nothing specific. And those articles really helped me learn a lot more and understand, okay, so I know what their basic accommodations are, but now I know some specific accommodations and specific problems that I might encounter. And those were really helpful to me. And I think it's pretty evident as you go through my portfolio. There were ups and downs throughout my semester. During the semester, I ended up teaching for the first time. Totally towards my own classroom. So there was times that I was not capable of turning things in on time. I was putting teaching before my college degree. And it's evident the amount of effort I've put in throughout the semester. And I don't think it displays a good amount of growth because of that lack of effort put in on my part. But what I do think is really evident with the growth is the signature assignment. If you look back to some of the early portfolios, I thought this class was a sham. I didn't want to put a lot of effort into it. I didn't see the point. It was useless. I'm a math major, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at that signature assignment, there's a lot in it. There's a lot of strategies in it. There's a lot of tools to get kids involved in disciplinary literacy and getting them to do a project around these literary tools. And I think it turned out really good. And being able to see everyone else's, specifically Yin's and Michelle's about the financial literacy, amazing. Without literacy, they wouldn't be able to do these types of projects, and I understand the importance of it now. Because you can't have just numbers in a math classroom. There's still words, and they still have to articulate their own thinking, which is disciplinary literacy. So I will fully admit, at the beginning of this course, I did think it was a sham. But at the end, I realized it's not. And I am glad that I did take it, and I'm glad that I grew the way that I did. I'm glad that I understand the importance of it now. And I'm going to do my best to implement it into my future classroom. there's plenty of tools and tips I've learned throughout this. I think the biggest one that I've learned is letting them think and letting them share, and not just going forward. You have the wait time, you have to let them reflect. Reflecting is huge. Letting them work with partners, sharing their own opinions with partners, and changing their opinions based off of other people's thoughts processes. There's a lot more that you can do in a class that wasn't math oriented, because math is still math. Like English would strive in this context, but I'm not an English teacher. But overall, I've learned the importance of literacy, and I'm glad that I took this class. And I hope that it sticks with me, and I hope I can implement it in a worthwhile way. And that is my reflection on the class. I think my biggest growth point is definitely that signature assignment, because it shows my understanding of the importance of it all. And I am grateful that you stuck with me, Professor Carden. And thank you for everything you've taught us.